Happy New Year's, Aries. And what are we attracting into ourselves going into 2022? That is incredible. Welcome to my new YouTube channel. Please like, comment, share, ring the bell because that will help me grow and I will appreciate that growth in the upcoming year. Woohoo! Happy New Year! So what are we attracting into ourselves, Aries? Well, I think it's time to learn the universal law of attraction. I tell clients all the time that there is this fine line we walk when we are attracting things to ourselves. And it's that fine line that determines whether we attract what we want or what we don't want, because the universe don't know. They go by your vibration. You vibrate low, you attract low. You vibrate high, you attract high. If you're in a thought process of loss or rejection or hurt or grief, then things will keep happening that you attract that. But if you got that stuff going on and you're able to change that thought process to understanding all of those things, and then switch it with that fine line and focus on the good and only the good, or try to see the good in everything, and then you'll attract more of that, right? You don't like somebody and you run into them everywhere because you don't want to see them, and every time you leave the house you're like, I don't want to see that person. And first person you runs into, well, maybe if you didn't leave the house thinking that you don't want to see that person every time you left, you wouldn't run into them every 5 minutes. I'm just saying, it's that kind of simplicity of that fine line. You don't want to see that person, but there they are. Say you're in a relationship and you're always worried and wondering if they're looking at somebody else, if they're going to leave you, if they do love you or not. And you're constantly harping on that and constantly trying to figure that out. Well, then guess what? You're going to attract that person looking at somebody else. You're going to attract that person to leave you, because that's what you're asking the universe for. Okay, I'm not saying that's you. I'm just giving you some examples here. Instead, you think this person loves me. I'm worthy. I'm beautiful. They're like, the universe is only going to give me good. And if that person don't fit, then I'm okay with that. And then all of a sudden now you're not worrying about not fitting or somebody not working for you in a relationship or job or anything. Now all of a sudden, guess what? Things start happening. We start manifesting, we start attracting. So what do I feel for Aries here? And why did I go into that? Because I got the universal law of attraction defined, because I pulled law of attraction cards for this reading. So it's the universal law, the law of attraction defined. It's finding that fine line of how to switch from one thought process to another. Okay, Aries? Doesn't change the stuff going on around you because it's real. Okay, I'm not saying the things that's happening or the grief or the pain or the things that you're thinking about all the time is not real. It's real. Okay, but at the same time, it's how you think about it or how you let it affect you that makes the fine line and defines the universal law of attraction. All right, so this card says the law of attraction says the essence of that which is like onto itself is drawn. So it's exactly what I was saying. You're thinking one way, you draw that. You pay attention and focus on one way, that's what you're going to get, whether it's good or bad. So wouldn't we want to change and walk that line and find that fine tuning of making it be something that we can want and manifest for ourselves? I do. I like it. And while this may seem like a rather simple statement, right? Because everybody thinks they can think positive and they'll attract positive. But it's that fine line, that tweaking of it, right? You're not thinking bad, but at the same time, you know, you're fighting for yourself or you're trying to hold on to something or fix something that you're focusing too much on, and it's causing that situation or it's causing that reaction or that chain of events to be attracted to you, or you're finding yourself in the same situation every time, right? So it's not as simple, but it sounds simple. It defines the most powerful law in the universe. Oh, buddy, is the law of attraction powerful? The law that affects all things at all times. For nothing exists that is unaffected by this powerful law. You go to bed appreciative of what you do have, and you just keep focused on what you do have, you'll get more rewards for that than focusing on the lack of anything. Because that's what we attract and how we switch it, okay, Aries? So I got the Nine of Swords, and that's where it's telling me that you struggle with some sadness, with some grief, probably sleepless nights, anxiety, panic, worry, stress, right? Leave it in the universe's hands. What's meant to be will be, and there's nothing we can do about it by stressing, worrying, not sleeping, except for dragging ourselves out emotionally, Aries. And so you want to switch that way you're thinking so that you don't become emotionally exhausted. These feelings are real, and your worry is real, but you have to find a way to not focus on it all the time. Acknowledge it's there. Understand that there's pain and grief and healing needs to take place, and understanding that you can't be afraid of rejection. So Aries is worried about losing something or rejection somehow. So it stresses you out. It's like you're holding on to something very, very tight. And I want to see Aries starting to relieve that, because it causes you great pain and it makes you emotionally tired. Okay, so deep grief, that's understandable. We all have it. Okay, we're all fearful of emotional loss. It hurts. We're all concerned if we're going to be rejected. I can't say we all worry about being rejected, because you know what? If you're going to reject me, then that's the universe's way of removing something that wasn't meant for me in the first place. Or I have to still keep my core values and roots so that I know who I am, so I can't be rejected. It's either a fit or it's not. And to stay there and stress and worry about it, it's going to make it a non-fit anyway. You will be rejected. So if you're worried about being rejected, you're probably going to get rejected. If you're worried about those kinds of things, you attract more of that. So don't worry about the relationship working out or not working out. Don't worry about the job working out or not working out. Go do your best, and if it does, it does, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's either yes or no. Everything that we do to ourselves in between, Aries, means squat. It just can really mess up our own heads. So moving into 2022 for Aries, I recommend that you understand that the way we think or the things we put our focus on, we attract more of that. So please bring in the 2022 year with thoughts of self-love, self-understanding, and acceptance if the universe needs to take something out of your life. It's all about acceptance, appreciation, and focusing on our true heart desires and the things that do make us happy, even in the times of deep grief and sadness. That's how we heighten our vibrations so that we can gain more of that. So work on heightening your vibrations going into this new year and self-loving yourself, and not worry about losing something, rejection. Just, it's yes or no, it is or it isn't. All right, Aries, I really, really appreciate you all. And please come back and watch more of my videos. And join me on Facebook. I have a Facebook group, Readings by Patty, as well as I have a business page. And I'll put those links down below. And again, all the best and many, many wishes in 2022, Aries. Take care.